National Film Board of Canada presents Perspective, a Canadian view of Canada, its people, and the world in which they live.
Hello. My name is Lambert. My job, I'm a professor of social psychology and a research psychologist at McGill University in Montreal. You know, there's always something pitiful about a trapped or a caged animal, even a rat. Trapped, they become tired and frantic. Unless they escape or accept the cage as home, fear and fatigue will make them ill, perhaps fatally. Yet no animal enters the cage by choice, nor does he stay there by preference, nor does he, with the help of other animals, build the cage. No animal would do this, except one, the human being. This week on Perspective, we're going to see one small facet of the complex problems which beset a man who builds himself a cage.
This week, Perspective presents The Cage by Gordon Burwash.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. All right. At the meeting. Right. Bob, I've been busy. Up to my ears.
It's only 100 miles from Langfield, Hugh. We haven't seen you, Alice, and Ricky for a year and a half.
I know, but so many things come up. Heavy load at the office, business trips, and we entertain a lot.
Dad keeps nattering about it. Can't understand why we never see you. The old man's getting on, Hugh.
I know, I miss him too. I've been meaning to have him down.
Say, he'd like that.
Yes, well, I'll arrange something. Excuse me. Yes? Oh, thank you.
Hugh, those eastern summers, have you adjusted your chart accordingly?
Right, A.G.
Definite upturn.
Definite.
Encouraging.
Very encouraging. Oh, A.G., I'd like you to meet my brother Bob, just in town for the day. Bob, this is our president and general manager.
Pleasure indeed.
I didn't catch the name.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet the brother of our merchandising manager. We think he's pretty good. Definite vice president material. Well, we'll no doubt see you at Hugh's party tonight. Much obliged, Hugh. Keep up the good work.
Right, A.G.
I still don't know his name.
A.G. Farrow.
Must be a big wheel. I thought only royalty and editors used we all the time.
Don't give me that hayseed stuff. Langfield's out of this world, but not that far. I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't mention the party because I thought you'd be driving right back. Naturally, we'd love to have you. Look, why don't you come out for dinner and stay the night and drive back tomorrow?
No, I'll be getting on. Small-town guy like me wouldn't know the ropes.
Oh, forget that stuff, will you? You've got to see our new house in Ridge Park. And Ricky, say that kid sprouting like...
Like it. Weed.
Hugh, what the devil... Here's some water.
Guess I blacked out.
Yeah. Feel all right now?
A little shaky.
Do this kind of thing often?
I never fainted before in my life.
I'm gonna call a doctor.
No, don't do that.
You don't look so hot to me.
Bob, put that phone down.
You should see a doctor.
Maybe, but I don't want the office to know about it.
What does it matter who knows?
Look, let me handle this. If it ever got around that I pulled a blackout, I'd be in a real mess.
Man, if you're sick,
You saw him, our dynamic president. He regards any illness as a weakness. You gotta go on, or you're not vice president material. Maybe you're not even clerk material. This is a jungle, Brother Bob, and you've got to fight for your dinner. Don't look so worried. I feel fine now. It was just a sudden weakness. I haven't been sleeping too well lately. Too many parties, hangovers, hard work. I just got to slow down a bit. Boy, I'm glad I didn't have the staggers while A.G. was in here. Oh, he'd be charming and sympathetic, all right. But that adding machine mind of his would write me off in 5 seconds. Why, do you know he'd be planning my replacement while he was picking me off the rug?
Hugh, take it easy. You're all wound up. Can you leave your car downtown? Then why don't I drive you home, maybe stay for supper, then start for Langfield, okay?
Okay.
I still think you ought to see a doctor.
Nonsense. I feel fine now. Let's go. Well, there it is, $40,000 worth of split level and picture windows. All mine, if I can pay for it.
Pretty posh.
It's a nice little shack. Good neighborhood. The people are nice. We don't know many of them, though. That's the reason for the due tonight. A.G. lives nearby in the 60,000 group.
Is there a vice president group, too?
Okay.
How are you feeling?
Fine. Let's forget it. Don't say anything, Dallas.
All right.
I know I should have called you sooner, but everything's been absolute chaos. Oh, getting settled, such a chore. Oh, Bob, how nice to see
Alice.
you.
Hello, dear. Brother Bob's staying for...
Oh, I'm so glad you can come. I know A.G. will be thrilled. Yes, he's told us so much about you. Oh, and of course, Hugh and I are dying to meet you and Mr. Cullen. Yes, isn't A.G. a darling? And of course, we're so thrilled to be living in Ridge Park
This
now.
is sort of my corner.
And then we can see more.
That looks familiar. 14 years since we marched into Con.
That's when we were young and tough.
Young, anyway. Hi there, Rick.
Hello, Uncle Bob.
You're almost as big as my Harry, and he's 14.
He's growing, isn't he? Maybe too fast.
Now, Rick, you've got to get up to Langfield to see us. It's been a long time. Grandpa keeps asking about you, and so do Harry and Dave and Skip.
I want to go, but nobody else wants to go.
Now, why do you say things like that?
Well, your dad says you'll all drive up soon.
He keeps saying that.
Now, there's no need to be cheeky. You go off and clean up.
Are you staying tonight, Uncle Bob?
Not this time, Rick. Going to have a bite to eat and then hit the road.
I wish you were staying.
Okay, fella, you can talk to Uncle Bob later on. Now, off you go.
See you at supper, Rick.
Okay.
Well, Mary, my brother's staying for dinner. Would you set another place, please?
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Your boys all right, Bob?
First rate. 3 healthy, husky hooligans.
Ricky, he worries me.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. He seems like such a standoffish kid. Got no warmth. Is he stupid or what?
I always thought he was a bright boy. Kind of shy, but bright.
Cheers. I needed that. His grades in school are so ordinary. Doesn't seem interested.
Maybe you expect too much of him.
Well, I don't understand them. I've read all the books, and I know the theories on bringing up kids, but I just don't understand my own kid.
Well, the books are fine, I guess, but each kid's different. Me and Margaret, we just talk to ours and try and figure them out.
Maybe I don't spend enough time with Ricky. Too busy, too much in my mind. Seems I don't get a chance to do anything. Maybe I should have stayed in Langfield like you. Little town, life's more ordinary.
Maybe.
Things are simpler, more straightforward. People live an orderly life. You know where you're at.
You didn't like that, so you got out.
I know.
Make enough for at least 12 people, Mary. That way there'll be plenty. Well, Bob, you're staying for the night, of course.
No, I can't, Alice.
Oh, what a shame. You won't meet our new neighbors. Hugh, dear, not too many drinks. It's going to be a long evening. You know this Mrs. Cullen? They're terribly sophisticated. They travel so much. Bermuda, Mexico, Rome. They're going to think our little Florida trip was pretty dull. So, Hugh, no Florida.
All right. No Florida.
Well, Bob, how's everyone in Langfield?
Fine, Alice, just fine.
I wish Bob had stayed. He hates driving at night.
Well, he insisted on going.
We certainly urged him to stay, didn't we?
Well, we've got this party on our hands, and we didn't know he was coming to town.
He's my brother. Does he have to have an appointment?
Well, Hugh Martin, you were with Bob for hours. You had plenty of time to persuade him to stay. So don't blame me.
Yes, I brushed him off, too.
What do you mean, too?
All right, I did it. I played the snob with my own brother.
What's wrong with you? Darling, what is it? You're upset about something.
Today at the office,
Yes?
I'm pooped, that's all. Tired out. Too much pressure of work at the office. Too many parties. Not enough time for peace and quiet. And I feel badly about Bob. And about Dad. About not seeing him for so long. You know, Alice, my old father lives within 100 miles and we never go to see him or he never comes to visit us. What kind of people are we, anyway?
Oh, Hugh, time goes by so quickly. And we've been so busy.
Don't let's kid ourselves. We think of Bob and Dad and everybody else in Langfield as country cousins, not good enough for us.
That's not true. It's not.
Where's Ricky?
He's in his room reading until bedtime.
I think I'll go and have a talk to him.
What about?
Anything, just talk.
What's wrong with you?
I'll get it.
No, let Mary get there first to open the door.
I prefer to be common and open my own door. Oh, hello. Do come in.
Are we the first to arrive?
Why don't you go to bed?
Oh, I'm not sleepy. But I'm tired, though. My face aches. That comes from smiling for 3 hours. Gee, you've got to smile a lot in Ridge Park. Very gay, very amusing. The Cullens were being so cute about their car. Nobody wants to drive the Lincoln. They were quarreling about her car. All the Ridge Park ladies have got one of those cute little English cars to get around with. What would you like to have, dear? A cute little Austin or a cute little Jaguar?
I don't need my own car.
This is a two-car world we live in here at Ridge Park. Only the poor trash have one car.
The Cullens were harping on 2 cars, not me.
You were squirming with envy, and so was I. You know, Alice, I wouldn't be surprised if we weren't in over our heads. I don't see how we can keep up to these people. 2 cars, 2 or 3 holidays a year, power boats on the lakes. I just don't make money like that.
But we don't have to have these things.
You pay too much for this house. We owe too much.
But Hugh, it was A.G. who encouraged us to buy. Surely he must intend to move you up in the company, pay you more money.
So we don't know that. And supposing something should happen.
Well, what would happen?
Well, I could foul things up at the office and get fired, or I could get sick, you know.
Why should anything like that happen?
You don't seem to understand. You think that everything is secure and permanent. All's right with the world all the time. The only way to go is onward and upward. Bigger house, better furniture, holidays in Mexico, 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars.
That's not fair, Hugh. I don't want these things. I never have. New houses, cars, trips. It's you who suggests them. You even insist on them. And that goes for not making Bob welcome and not going to visit your family, and you know this is true. Now, darling, please tell me what's making you so miserable.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alice. I'm being a louse, and I don't really know why.
I don't think you're well. Why don't you see Alec Webster tomorrow?
Nonsense. He gave me a thorough checkup 2 months ago.
See him anyway.
Look, I'm in good shape. Alec couldn't find a single thing wrong with me. I'm a perfect physical specimen. So how can I be sick? How...
Darling, what's wrong? Mary, come quick.
Mrs. Martin, I brought you some coffee.
Oh, thank you, Mary. But perhaps the doctor would like a cup.
I hope it's not serious.
I don't expect so. Did Ricky wake up?
No, he's still asleep.
Good.
Alice, all finished with the probing and prodding if you want to talk a bit.
How do you feel now, darling?
Find her.
Relax. Needn't be serious if he does what he's told.
Alec, what is the trouble?
Can't find anything wrong physically. Don't think I will. Though there are a few tests I'd like to take, just to check on these 2 fainting spells.
2?
Holding out, eh? Trying to pretend that everything's all right.
Alec Webster, will you please tell me what you're getting at?
Well, it looks as though Hugh is suffering from tension. One of the ailments of this crazy world we live in. You know what tension is? Here. I put tension on this band. It stretches easily. If I overdo the tension, that's what happens to the body when it's under too much tension, too steadily. Something snaps. We can get ulcers or a coronary or have a nervous breakdown or something else. I say can. This has always been the case. But tension seems to be doing more damage to more people than ever before.
But what exactly is wrong with Hugh?
I don't know exactly, but I intend to find out. Or it could be only a mild warning, maybe something else. Nothing more could happen. Anything could happen.
But why at my age, 40?
So, I have patients as young as 25 who are in your shoes or worse.
But this tension, surely you can do something about it?
Of course. But you have to work at it. You may have to change the whole pattern of your life.
You mean become a permanent invalid or something?
No. No, from here on, you've got to put your health first. The remedy is obvious, Hugh. Remove the tension. Relax in this high-pressure job of yours or quit it. You're a great one for feeling guilty about things. Well, stop that, or stop being guilty. Stop thinking that you have to have possessions or a position. Stop keeping up with the Joneses or whatever their name is. Stop living like a trapped animal.
I've spent 40 years becoming whatever I am. I'm supposed to be somebody else.
Yes, if you want to stay out of a hospital or a grave.
Why me? Everyone worries. Everyone has problems.
Everyone's different. Some people can thrive under pressure and tension. Others learn to live with it. Some people can't take it.
The weak ones crack.
Or the strong ones. Some people try too hard. They care too much. They feel too much. I put you in that bracket. You've pushed too hard. You've had a mild warning. Get off the treadmill. Live like a reasonable human being. And try to enjoy it.
Just like that. Nothing to it.
Goodbye, Hugh.
Goodbye, Alec.
Give it to me, please.
What the devil, Alice?
Hugh. Oh, darling. It isn't that bad.
Alice,
No,
Alice, stop it. You goose, I wasn't going to do anything to myself. The gun was lying on some papers I wanted, and I just picked it up to move it, that's all.
You were holding it as if you...
No. I got to thinking about how I got the gun and about the war and how I wasn't fainting in those days, that's all. The gun isn't even loaded.
You...
Alice, honey, my legs are a little shaky. Could we sit down?
Oh, darling. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
I guess it did look pretty bad. But I only wanted to check over the insurance papers and saving books, just in case.
Darling, I've been so worried. You've been so quiet and desperate ever
I
since...
guess I was a little scared. Maybe more than a little.
It's not that serious. It can't be.
We don't know that yet. You know, it's not cracking up or giving up things. Like the job, big salary, and the house. All of a sudden, those things don't seem to matter at all.
They don't. They never have. Not really.
No. We put enough into getting them. We must have wanted them very badly. That's what I was thinking of, lying in bed in there. All those wasted years. All that sweat and struggle, for what? Alice, I feel hollow. Nothing. A great big nothing. 20 years running in a circle. Wasted. The big 20 years. Wasted.
That's not true. It's not just your work, but all the other things.
You mean the committees, clubs, that stuff? It's all geared to the job, contacts, getting ahead. Nothing. A big, phony nothing.
Hugh, you and me, Ricky, loving each other, needing each other. Are we nothing?
No. No, I didn't mean that. But what Alex said is true. I've been living like a trapped animal. But I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know what else to do. I'm just feeling sorry for myself.
Oh, well, that's natural enough.
The new Hugh Martin. Who is he? What is he? Where's he going? It's stuffy in here. Let's go downstairs. It's dawn.
How's your tension?
Still around, I guess. I feel better. That bout of self-pity helped.
They weren't all wasted. The years, I mean.
It's a new day. A new world. A strange new world.
Maybe it'll be better than the last one.
Maybe. Look.
Well, perhaps Hugh Martin found an answer. But what about the rest of us? You know, there's quite a bit of the Hugh Martin in everyone. And you don't have to have the second car or the $40,000 house in order to build yourself a cage. Like most of us, Martin was trying for a goal. The goal may differ for each of us, but the pursuit of success is a common denominator in this age of ours. But why should the pursuit of a goal be so destructive to so many of us? And when we find that it's destroying us mentally and physically, what can we do about it? Well, first let me say there are no pat answers. We are really only beginning to search for them now. But we can point in a general direction and say, perhaps along this path you may find the key to the door of your cage. What's of prime importance is that we don't wait too long, as Hugh Martin seems to have, to make a personal evaluation of what we're really after in life and how we are going to get it. We tend to trade individual and personal satisfactions for a social group acceptability. And every time we uncritically accept social directions for getting ahead, we add another bar to our cage. We really lock ourselves in when we let the group point the direction in which we should go. Once we have made an evaluation of where we are going, and personal decisions are carried out in light of this evaluation, then we are creating our own philosophy of life. And that's one important answer to the tensions and stress of modern living. A personal, tailor-made philosophy of life that recognizes some value beyond the purely materialistic. Without such a philosophy, we may be able to keep up with the Joneses, but we probably won't outlive them.
This week's Perspective was directed by Fergus McDonell. Written by Gordon Burwash. Photography, Lorne Batchelor. Sound recording, Frank Orban. Editor, Dennis Sawyer. Production assistant, Blanche Markle. Location manager, Yuki Yoshida. Sound editor, Brian Keene. Special sound, Joan Edward. Perspective is a National Film Board of Canada production, produced by Julian Davis.